Nitrification basics. Since the beginning of time, there have been bacteria on the earth, and it's only when we look at the microbiology of aquaponics that we understand the engine that drives it. This is what produces the surprising results that we see when we use fish to grow plants. So what is the nitrification cycle all about? Bacteria are at work around us all the time, and it is naturally occurring bacteria that will form the healthy basis of our aquaponics system. Being successful in aquaponics is all about establishing a healthy colony of the right type of bacteria. It sounds complicated, doesn't it? But all we have to do is give the bacteria the right environment to live in, plenty of food, and the rest they do by themselves. So how does the nitrification process work? If you have ever kept fish in an aquarium, then chances are you already understand part of this process. You can only keep so many fish in a tank because of the amount of waste that the fish produce. All we do in aquaponics is focus on the bacteria that live in our tank. We want to multiply the number of bacteria that would ordinarily be found in this environment. It's a similar principle to using an oversized water filter in a small aquarium. By increasing the number of bacteria, we are able to create an environment which is capable of dealing with much larger amounts of fish waste. The biological process is the same, but the result is magnified. A byproduct of this process is nitrate, and it is the nitrate that is absorbed by plants in order to grow. Bacteria need certain conditions to multiply in large numbers. They need the right amount of oxygen, heat, light, food, and a place to live. Aquarium filters work by giving bacteria exactly what they need to grow successfully. So let's discuss how an aquarium filter works. Aquarium filters often use sponges to give the bacteria a large surface area to live on and to multiply successfully. Aquarium filters regularly use air to oxygenate the water too. This is often done using an air pump that pumps air from outside the fish tank through the water. Because air rises in water, it can be used to lift the water and create a current that passes through the spongy material. This brings the food to the bacteria and ensures all of the water in the tank is circulated. The spongy material in an aquarium filter is often housed in an enclosed space. This creates a dark place for bacteria to develop inside. Typically, when setting up a system, bacterial multiplication significantly decreases at temperatures below 64 degrees Fahrenheit. But it doesn't mean that you can't do aquaponics in colder water. It just takes longer for a system to mature. When we look at an ordinary fish tank, we can see that gravel is often used too. This increases the surface area for bacteria to live on. Not only that, but solid fish waste sinks to the bottom of the tank where bacteria can break it down. Aquaponics is almost the same as successfully keeping fish in an aquarium. The only difference is we increase the tank's capability to produce helpful bacteria. This means that we can increase the number of fish that we can keep in our tank. As we know, nitrate is produced by bacteria, so when we increase the number of fish in our tank, we also increase the level of nitrate produced. All that we do with aquaponics is introduce plants to the water and circulate water around their roots. The plants feed on the nitrate and remove most of it from the water. Let's have a look at the science behind the nitrification cycle. Fish produce waste, including urine, which contains ammonia, which is actually toxic to the fish in high enough concentrations. If you have ever seen a fish tank, you will realize that there is no fish bathroom. So what happens to the fish waste? Well, it's the nitrifying bacteria that help convert toxic ammonia through a process called ammonia oxidization. A group of bacteria called Nitrosomonas, naturally found in water, convert ammonia into nitrite, which is far less toxic than ammonia. A second group of bacteria called Nitrobacter then convert nitrite to nitrate. This is much less toxic than the ammonia that we started with. Plants use nitrate to grow, and remove the majority of it from the water on a continuous basis. So to summarise, aquaponics uses bacterial reactions that naturally occur in water. Fish produce ammonia in urine, which nitrous ammonias turn into nitrite, and nitrobacter turn into nitrate, which the plants can then use. Something that starts off toxic becomes less toxic, then less toxic still, and then is removed by the plants. As a result of this two-step process, we can grow plants using fish urine. Because the plants remove a lot of the nitrate in the water, it means that the levels will never get high enough where they can become harmful to the fish. So the plants help the fish, and the fish help the plants. That's aquaponics in a nutshell. Aquaponics capitalizes on bacterial reactions that naturally occur in water. The fish produce the fuel in the form of ammonia, which nitrous ammonias turn to nitrite. Nitrobacter then turn that to nitrate, which the plants can use. So something that starts off as toxic as ammonia is then ultimately removed by the plants in the form of nitrate. This helps our plants to grow, and this is why we can grow produce using fish. It's actually not that complicated as it first seems. This is the basics of nitrification, the engine of aquaponics.